Real quick before.
What is shaking, YouTubenites? How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the show. You know, we're late. Of course, we're late because we had to truly honor my man Tim, who passed away. You know, Tim passed away. He's gone too soon. But today's his birthday. So happy heavenly birthday to our man Tim, aka TiVo, from the Lords of the Long Box. And special intro we will play just to remind us of him. Stick around.
What's going on, YouTubenites? Welcome to Lords of the Long Box, the first ever cover price top 10 list. And before we rock it, you know what we like to do, so stay in there, boys and girls. It's of infinite earths, of infinite reviews, of infinite realities, of infinite recaps, starting right now. What's good, YouTubenites? Welcome to Lords of the Long Box. Happy new comic book day to you. What is going on, YouTubenites? This is your boy TiVo. What's going on, YouTubenites? What's going on in the world today, y'all? What's good, YouTubenites? Welcome to, happy new comic book day to you.
Yes,
Also,
we're back. New comic book day.
what's good, YouTubenites? Welcome to Lords of the Long Box, and happy Tuesday to you. Welcome to the Cover Price Top 10 Weekly List. What's up, YouTubenites? Welcome to Lords of the Long Box and our weekly Cover Price Top 10 List. What is going on, YouTubenites? Your boy TiVo and Darkside Jedi. What's shaking, YouTubenites? It's Thursday. That can only mean one thing. What's going on, YouTubenites? Welcome to the weekly Cover Price Shakers of the Week. What's good, YouTubenites? Welcome to Lords of the Long Box presents the Cover Price Top 10 Selling Comics of the Week, sponsored to you by our friends over at Cover Price Shop. What's going on, YouTubenites? Welcome to the Cover Price Shakers of the Week. What's going on, YouTubenites? Is it too late to say Happy New Year? What's up, YouTubenites? Welcome to Lords of the Long Box. What's up, YouTubenites? Welcome to Lords of the Long Box presents the Cover Price Top 10 for the week ending October 9th. What's up, YouTubenites? Welcome to Lords of the Long Box presents the Cover Price Top 10. What's shaking, YouTubenites? Welcome to Lords of the Long Box presents the Cover Price Comic Book Shakers of the Week. What's up, YouTubenites? Welcome to Lords of the Long Box presents the Cover Price Comic Book Shakers of the Week. What's shaking, YouTubenites? Welcome to Lords of the Long Box presents the Comic Book Shakers of the Week. What's shaking, YouTubenites? Welcome to Lords of the Long Box.
Oh yeah,
Man. What a great intro, because I haven't seen some of those guys in a while, and we should reach out to them to jump back on the show, like Darkside Jedi, Otto, Manimo,
Agreed.
Nemesis Prime. Like, it's time to get those guys back looped in every so often, just to have them around again.
I agree. I still follow all of them on social media. So if you're still following the hashtag LOTLB, there's still some posts coming out. Make sure you are following that hashtag. Make sure you're following all of us, by the way. I know this is Cover Price's channel and all, but if you're not following Chris at Dr. Yo-Yo on Instagram, you're missing out. If you're not following Gabe and the stuff that he's got going on right now, man, you got a lot of cool stuff going on. And of course, if you want to check out what JB's got going on, and I do got some stuff going on, go check me out on Instagram and on eBay. We're doing some vintage toys kind of thing now. So, yes, there's my shameless plugs before we get started. Happy birthday, Tim.
You guys don't realize this, but JB is unlocking his vault. He is bringing out his grails and putting them up on the bay for all y'all to get a chance at. So. Unearthing, it's like the end of the Indiana Jones, and JB is like, we're doing
Indiana Jones,
Ark of the Covenant, son. Right there you go, right there.
Anyway, Chris, say what's good to the people.
First of all, in honor of TiVo, what is shaking, YouTubenites? It's Thursday. You know what that means. We are here with your top 10 weekly shakers, brought to you by our fine folks over at Cover Price. This has been a very difficult week. Two of my childhood heroes have passed this week. We had Ozzy passing earlier this week, which is just a phenomenal talent, an amazing singer, and honestly one of my soundtracks for the greater part of my teenage years. And Hulk Hogan passed today, which I got the Hulkamania shirt. I love Hulk Hogan, the performer. I'm not a fan of the person, but I can respect what the character did for the industry that I love so much. So let me tell you something, brother. I am here with a shakers list, and I'm just gonna. No, I'm not tearing my shirt. I got open phone. But I'm happy to be here. Let's talk comics. Gabe?
That was good.
Man, Chris said a lot. I don't know if I could really follow that up too much, but I'm glad to be here. Again, happy birthday to the one and only Tim, the main Lord. Cheers. Cheers also to the loss of Hulk Hogan. Today is a memorable day going on in the future forever, it feels like. And I'm just glad to be here to celebrate with JB, with Chris, all the Lords in the chat. Thank you, Rudy, very much for posting all of our links, dude. That is
Rudy.
Loving it, sir. Thank you for doing that.
What a wrench! What a wrench!
Yep, that is very much appreciated, big guy.
Very appreciated.
Love that very much. Love that very much, sir. So it's gonna be a fun show today, guys. You're gonna have fun. We're gonna learn some cool stuff about the list, and we're doing this for Tim, as always.
As always. All right, folks. Now, before we get started, I really want to say a really quick shout out to the writers at Cover Price, and shout out to Cover Price for this fantastic Oh, wait a minute. Still don't have a cover. Shout out to Bird City Comics for sending me this fantastic t-shirt, and let us get this thing started. All right, you guys ready? Where are my glasses?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it, everybody. This list comes from our friends over at Cover Price, focusing on new high sales or the most interesting sales found on their exclusive daily Shakers list. Now, this list changes several times every day, so make sure to check it every day to review some of the hottest trending books in the market. What have we got for Shaker number 1?
Shaker number 1, we have Bar Wars, where everybody knows your name. No, it's a different bar. This is a comic by Jack Zastry from 1981 in the underground comic scene in the 1980s in Canada, Winnipeg. Artist Jack Zastry launched Bar Wars, a cheeky mini comic series parodying Star Wars, the epic saga. Issue number 1 marked the debut under Jack's control, the Grovel comic imprint, blending humor and hand-drawn sketches in a digest-sized format typical of that era's DIY ethos. As part of the Free Cluck Collective, say that 5 times fast, a group of local creators bridging underground and alternative comics, Zastry's work captured the irreverent spirit of photocopied minis with limited print runs of around 200 copies per issue. Issue number 1 set the tone for 4 subsequent releases through 1981, influencing Winnipeg's indie scene along with collaborators like Basil Haight. Today, preserved in the archives of the Library and Archives of Canada, it exemplifies early fan parodies predating modern webcomics and recently reached an all-time high and the only recorded sale of $100 raw. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. This is, I remember going to comic book conventions when I was a kid, back when they were actually about comics. And there were like ash cans for independent creators, and most of them were just, copy paper printed, folded in half and stapled. This is kind of what that is, but it's exclusive to this imprint and this era for Winnipeg.
And no copyright issues. That's not R2D2. That's not Chewbacca with the bandolier. That's, I mean, come on now.
Dude,
this actually, you know what this really reminds me of?
He's
and tell me if
his head off in the background. So
I love it, right? But does this not remind you of something you would scribble on your peachy in high school?
Yeah, or right on the desk too.
Right on the desk.
Right on the desk.
Gabe put his best Chewbacca on the desk.
I like how it's got the little Comic Codes Authority stamp in the upper right hand corner.
Oh, it does. That's great. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. Shaker number 1. I know you're 0 for 1. Nobody has this. Bar Wars issue number 1 from Jack D. Yeah, I'm not sure how to even pronounce that.
It's difficult. I'm going with
Zaster? Like a disaster. Jack Disaster. Oh, well, maybe it's a play on words. Jack Disaster.
I don't know. Maybe it's.
I wonder if that's his real name.
Yeah, maybe it's a play on word. Like it's like, you know, it's his Hollywood name, Jack Disaster. All right. From 1981, Bar Wars. You know you don't have it. If you do, I want proof of life. All right, Gabe, what have we got at Shaker number 2?
Number 2. All right, on the Shaker list. This is a cool book, man. Donald Duck in Disneyland, number 1 from Dell Comics, 1955. Walt Disney once said, Disneyland is the star. Everything else is in the supporting role. This is the first time Disneyland had appeared in a Dell comic. This book was released a few months after Disneyland opened to the public on July 17th, 1955. There's some trivia there for you guys. With Disneyland celebrating its 70th anniversary this year, it's not hard to see why a 9.8, I'll say that again, a 9.8 copy of this book would fetch a good job here, guys. A magical all-time high. Given the popularity of the theme park and the wide market for Disney collectibles, high grades of this comic are very hard to find. Disneyland has changed and grown in numerous ways since it first opened, and this is evident in the Disneyland that once was, as highlighted by several attractions and features that have been replaced or updated since, and some that remain still present to this day. A 9.8 copy of this went for $1,500 for the 9.8 of this, which is dirt dog food cheap. I think that's crazy.
Damn! Another name from 1955 that you should be looking at 5 digits, not 4 digits. First of all, I think there's a 0 missing. That's crazy. That's nuts. This is a square bound, because all the giant Walt Disney's were by Dell were square bounds. This is insane.
Yeah, and this stuff is printed on toilet paper. Like, quite literally, this stuff was on toilet paper in 1955. Like, the cheapest paper available. I've ran across many collections of Dell comics and seen so many Dell comics in my time, and they are all just beat up because they were, read by kids for the most part.
They were all beat to hell.
Yeah,
every Disney comic I have ever laid hands on is beat to shite. Come on.
Another interesting thing that you have to take into consideration, 1955, the average price of a comic book was a dime. There were a couple 12 centers out there, but these giant sized Dells had a quarter price. And back then, that was a pretty big difference. That was the difference between 1 week's allowance and 2 weeks allowance.
Wow.
If you were even getting that in 1950s. So you have to imagine that these probably didn't sell. They probably weren't flying off the shelves because they were 2.5 times more expensive than other comics in the 1950s. It's a square bound. And they were purchased and read by kids who beat these comics to crap, folded them, put them in their back pocket in their Levi jeans, and jumped on the bike and pedaled away with their baseball cards and their spokes. Okay. That's the kind of stuff you're looking at here.
So 1955, 9.8. One of two. This is one of two things. One, this was collected by my mother-in-law, who's a hoarder, and she boxed it up, and nobody ever saw it again until that day. Or maybe this was dead stock. Like this was an old comic book store, or old newsstands dead stock. You know, Gabe, don't you got a bunch of dead stock? You get like multiple copies in some of that dead stock. I wonder if we see another one of these come up pretty soon.
I'm gonna introduce the theory of a third possibility here.
What's that?
And that's a Wayback Machine.
Hot tub time machine.
Hot tub time machine. There you go.
Yes, sir.
There you have it, folks. At Shaker number 2, we've got Donald Duck in Disneyland, issue number 1 from 1955 and Dell Comics.
So before you move on, JB, something amazing. There are actually 2 9.8s on the census.
Wow.
Whoever's got that,
and this is a square bound. Have you confirmed it? 25 cents in 1955. This is absolutely square bound.
Yes.
Which is amazing to be 9.8. Amazing. All right.
Is there any Disney aficionados watching this who know what attractions are gone or whatever, like what's been updated? I'm pretty sure the grassy knoll there, I know that's been updated. I see that every time I go. But I wonder what else is no longer there that we see on the cover or something like that.
There are so many cool relics that they have kept from the opening. One story that I heard today was there used to be a pirate ship behind the castle, and the pirate ship sold food in it, like tuna. All these different tuna dishes were sold in this pirate ship, and the sign that held the pirate ship up was a hook, like Captain Hook. That hook is still at the park, and it's at the Peter Pan ride. At the very end of the ride, when you're getting off, you'll see that hook is still holding up a lamp.
Where's Walt Disney's frozen head kept at?
Oh,
the Matterhorn.
Okay, cool. Obviously.
All right, folks. There you have it. Some little Disney conspiracy before we move on. What have we got at Shaker number 3, Chris?
Shaker number 3.
Are you good, Chris? You there?
Yeah, no, he's playing it, just not loud enough for us to get a copyright strike.
Well, Mama, I'm Coming Home. We got the celebration of Ozzy obviously popped off some comics that Ozzy was featured in, including this one, Patient Number 9, number 1 by Todd McFarlane, limited to 5,000. Image Comics did this in 2022. In a twist of fate, the recent passing of Ozzy Osbourne cast a somber shadow over his 2022 collection with the comic legend Todd McFarlane, released as a limited edition one-shot tied to Ozzy's Grammy-nominated album Patient Number 9. This Image comic variant blends heavy metal madness with horror storytelling. The comic, a prequel to the album's title track, follows Patient Number 9, Ozzy Osbourne's alter ego, trapped in a nightmarish asylum. Tormented by his inner demons, sadistic staff, and monstrous entity from his psyche, it mirrors Ozzy's real-life battles with addiction, drugs and alcohol, and health issues, including Parkinson's. McFarlane, who directed the album's music video, penned the script with Jonathan Glapion's eerie interiors amplifying the dread. Bundled often with the CD in a poly bag and a custom backer, this exclusive fetched a high collectible value, now amplified by Ozzy's death. Recently, a raw, non-polybagged copy skyrocketed to a breathtaking $699. Ozzy's demise underscores the comic's themes of morality and resilience. As tributes pour in, Patient Number 9, number 1 endures as a fitting epitaph to the Prince of Darkness, a raw, rebellious fusion of music and comics that immortalizes his chaotic spirit.
Did you ever get to see him live?
So when I served in the military, we on an annual basis would volunteer at the local Sleep Train Music Amphitheater, and Ozfest was there one year. So I got to see Korn and Ozzy and a bunch of other, but he remained seated the entire time. This was back in the early 2000s. He wasn't moving around a lot, and I was worried about his health at that point. So yes, I am lucky enough. I did the wine booth because that's where I was volunteering. I was volunteering at a stand, and then I walked up to the grassy area of the amphitheater, and I got to watch the rest of the concert for free.
Gabe, did you ever get a chance to see Ozzy?
No, I think I mentioned on the show before. I never really knew about Ozzy until like the TV show. Really, this TV show.
Wow.
So, as you may have heard, I'm heading back home to the neighborhood I grew up in, the Excelsior in San Francisco, and I'm heading back there for August 2nd as we celebrate Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead, his birthday. We have a little amphitheater there, and in preparation of this trip, I started to be nostalgic, and I reached out to some of my friends since I'm bringing my children, and I said, hey, are some of these places still here? I want to show my kids. And one of the places I mentioned was the Cow Palace. And it's it's in San Francisco, and they used to have concerts and all kinds of weird stuff there.
That's a icon,
and it's still inactive. They still do the rodeo there. And my friend Tom Murphy, who organizes the show, he goes, yeah, I remember the Cow Palace. He goes, we used to go to concerts. I said, I saw Metallica there. He goes, what are you talking about? Metallica opened for Ozzy. He goes, that means you saw Ozzy too. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. I was so pumped to see Metallica opening for Ozzy at the Cow Palace in 1986, I believe. Look it up. 86 or 84, somewhere in there.
This to me, the cover, if I saw this, I would not see this as being a Todd McFarlane cover.
No way.
But this is cool. Like I can see it in some of the hands, some like the ridiculous finger positions is very, very telling of Todd McFarlane. But man, I want this just to see Jonathan Glypian's interiors. I don't think I've ever seen any of his interiors before.
Every one of those hands is shooting web.
They're all
every single
very
one.
Cool.
So one last bit. It's not uncommon to see memorabilia of a celebrity sell after their death. This is obviously popping because Ozzy passed away. Today, I sold like a dozen WWE and wrestling magazines that had Hogan on the cover. Nice. Like individual auctions and like a handful of action figures and a couple Funko Pops. These things sell, and I didn't like put them up because he passed away. They were just in my inventory. I'm just noticing that almost all of my sales today are like Hogan related. So
yeah, that tends to happen. All right, folks, at Shaker number 3, we've got Patient number 9, issue number 1, the Todd McFarlane limited to only 5,000 copies from Image Comics in 2022. All right, what have we got at Shaker number 4?
All right, Shaker number 4, look at this. We got Pokemon, the first movie, Pikachu's Vacation, no barcode, and sealed. This came out in 1998 from Viz Media. So less than 1 year ago, a variant of this cover made Shaker headlines when a graded 9.8 copy sold for an all-time high. This past week, a different variant of this book sold for a new all-time high. This book comes in 3 different variants. One that features the text based on a concept. I'm not going to get those names right, but I'm assuming it's whoever created Pokemon.
Yeah.
One with the text removed from the cover, and one that is missing the barcode and the text. This missing barcode variant came in a sealed bag, which seems more lucrative to keep sealed. In comparison, the highest raw sale for an open version of this variant was $20. However, the sealed version of this book just sold for an astounding $325 for a raw, ungraded copy. This is 3 times its highest sale of $100 back in November 2024. Pokemon has and will continue to be a global sensation, and collectors love picking up memorabilia from the early days, especially after Nintendo's Pokemon Presents event, which confirmed a ton of new projects to extend into the near future.
All right, I want to give it a try. You guys ready?
You go for it, bud.
Tsunekazu Ishihara and Satoshi Tahiri.
Yeah,
Good job. I think you nailed that on the first try there, JB. Good job.
All right, Pokemon. What do you guys? What do you think of stuff? You got to take it out of the bag, right? I mean, isn't it going to get like a crease in the back? I mean, what have we always heard about stuff that was sealed in the bag? You got to take it out, right?
Well, this is one of those things where it says that it's a sealed, ungraded copy. If you get it graded, they're going to take it out of the bag. So you can take it out of the bag. You can never really get it graded.
So the reason why there's no barcode is because the barcode's on that flap at the top of the package, right? So it's literally just the no barcode version sealed. This actually puts me on the list. I have this comic. Mine is not sealed, but it's the same as the other variant on Cover Price, which is no barcode. I also have the based on concept names one removed. So I'm gonna say that this puts me on the list. So I'm one of 4, but mine is not sealed, and I don't care.
Is this in your personal collection, or is this for sale?
This is in my personal collection.
All right.
The Viz comics were incredibly hard to find. The ones with no barcodes came packaged up together, sometimes 4 comics in a package. But I got a bunch of the early Pokemon stuff. I got a bunch of the early Nintendo stuff too. They're all kind of similar size, you know what I mean?
Definitely. All right, folks. At Shaker number 4, we've got Pokemon, the first movie, Pikachu's Vacation, the no barcode sealed, originally published in 1998. Man, 1998. That's already 27 years old. Good Lord.
It was a good year.
It was a good year in the 90s, you know. All right, what do we got at Shaker number 5?
Shaker number 5, we have Spawn number 10. This is the 2020 Kickstarter publisher proof from Image Comics in 2020. Top sale, we'll get to that. Back in 2020, the Waverly Press dropped a Kickstarter for Spawn number 10, remastered and expanded. Teaming up with Dave Sims, Aardvark Van Nahian, riding the hype from Todd McFarlane's wild $3.4 million crowdfunding haul for a Spawn action figure and comic combo. They dusted off the classic 1993 Sim McFarlane Spawn number 10 collab, giving it a glow up with a slick modern printing, fancy paper, and super vibrant colors. The jacked up 48-page version had the original story, Sim's script notes, and a neat 12-page bit about their creative bromance. Published through Aardvark with the Image Comics license, they kept it exclusive with only 650 standard copies. Fans could grab signed editions or incredible bundles, tapping into that sweet nostalgia for the old school comics. The campaign crushed it, proving Spawn and Cerebus still got that major love with a no royalty reprint deal showing Sim and McFarlane's tight bond. The rare stuff. Well, take this 25 hand-numbered publisher proof, which just sold for a record-breaking $1,000.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
And that's raw. That's not even the hardest one to find. There is an even rarer one of 20 limited test proofs made to check to see how the printer quality was. Listed under Image Comics, these copies are gold for collectors, pristine and packed with Cultural Mojo Screaming Comic remastering magic and images in the spirit. With so few around and only carefully handed out to the who's who, their value is steadily increasing thanks to Sim and McFarlane's epic legacies, making this straight up comic book Nirvana. You know,
I want it so bad.
We have said it many, many times. Spawn fans go hard.
I wonder if this is Spawn fans or if it's also Dave Sim and Cerberus fans too.
Shut up and take my money.
How do you know if JB's hosting?
Dude, bring up all the videos and gifts.
All
man.
of
That's
them.
the
Why not,
Yes,
man?
dude. They don't get
you don't know when I'll be back, right?
That's right.
That's not a complaint. That's just an observation.
Oh, man. All right, folks. Well, this is the halfway point. Is there some copy or something we're supposed to read at the halfway point of the show?
Subscribe to the
gotcha.
channel, everybody. It's close to 4,000. Subscribe to JB. Subscribe to myself. Subscribe to Dr. Yo-Yo. Those are your marching orders, man. Go for it.
There you go, folks. At the halfway point, Shaker number 5, Spawn number 10. The 2020 Kickstarter. Okay, what do we got? What do we got?
Put it on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
So tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific time, you guys need to know you're going to have an option to get some of those San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. Big Clutch charity auction with eBay and at Comic-Con and Cover Price. It's all going down at 8 p.m. Eastern time. You can find this on Cover Price's Instagram. It's also on Big Clutch's Instagram. The good cause here is comic books for kids. We've talked about that charity in the past. It makes sure that comics get in the hands of kids who are at the hospitals, who may not have access to very many things, and are better than watching Jerry Springer having a comic book in your hand. There's a link in the bio for Cover Price and for Clutch. You can go directly to the eBay store, eBay Live from that link. Every dollar is going to comic books for kids, I believe. I hope that's the case. It's all happening at San Diego Comic-Con with San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. So that's about in an hour and 20 minutes. There you go.
This looks so freaking cool. I love everything about this. I just wish, why wasn't Bird City doing this? They should have just had Bird City do it. That's my opinion, but hey, we all have those.
Co-signed.
There you go. All right, folks. That's the break. We've got 5 more to finish out this list. What have we got at Shaker number 6?
Number 6. Another awesome Udon Entertainment Street Fighter Unlimited number 4 Kadoki Cover D Street Fighter 5 game 1 in 20 variant. Mortal Kombat has been getting a lot of love on the weekly Shaker report of late, as the trailer for Mortal Kombat 2 did end up dropping last week. However, the game that revolutionized the fighting game genre was Street Fighter 2, which sold more than 14 million units across the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis gaming consoles in the 90s. I had it on Genesis because that's the one that had the blood.
That's right.
The new live-action Street Fighter movie has been set to release in 2026, and as more casting news is released, fans have become excited for what's ahead. Chun-Li has always been one of the more popular characters. I wonder why. And the Street Fighter number 4 Ultimate variant features her is a ghost comic, as we have not recorded a raw sale of this variant before. This week saw an incredible sale of $600 for a graded 9.8. As we move closer to the release of the movie, look for more of these rare variants to hit the Shakers report.
What do you guys think of this?
It should have been just her thighs.
What do you think of the video game, homage kind of thing? But this is actually a comic book for Street Fighter, so it's not. They're not just stealing a video game. I don't collect video game stuff. Do you guys? I don't.
Yes.
No, I mean,
I do.
Chris. So give me some commentary on what does this book do for you?
Well, I mean, this book in particular doesn't do much for me. But I understand why people who like the video game want a comic with their favorite character on the cover. And I mean, this art is awesome. So if you like Chun-Li and you're a fan of Street Fighter, and you also collect comics, that Venn diagram, this is the kind of product for you. And I can definitely see picking this up for 15 to 20 bucks raw when it came out in 2016. I'm just imagining that's how much it was, because usually the ratio costs however much the ratio is. And sitting on it and getting it slabbed or getting it in a frame and put it on the wall. And I mean, yeah, if you like Chun-Li, why wouldn't you get this? It makes sense.
All right, folks. Well, let's just quickly, I just want to do a real quick recap here. We've got a 1 in 20 cover. We've got a Kickstarter publisher proof. We've got a Pikachu sealed up in its original bag. We've got a limited to 5,000 Todd McFarlane. We've got a book from 1955 and Bar Wars that look like we drew it in high school. No wonder this is the O for Abyss. All right, folks. At Shaker number 6, Street Fighter Unlimited number 4 from 2016. What have we got at number 7?
Oh man, this is another Ghost. I have never heard of this before. This is Telluride number 1 by Telluride Company. No. By Telluride Company. 1972. Pop culture is a momentum driver. Naturally, companies like to develop comic tie-ins to help sell whatever it is that they're selling. Take Marvel Rivals or the Sister Imposter books surrounding the band Ghost. As time changes, tie-in books do as well. And this book is a blast from the past. Back when skiing was all the rage, the little company in Colorado wanted to hop onto the hype. They developed this book to help promote their ski resort, which is still there, based on one of their local residents, Billy Mahoney. Billy Mahoney sounds like a character from an Adam Sandler movie. And now it's a pretty niche book, but there is a market for just about anything. Recently, a CGC 8.5 hit the market and sold for an astounding $300. Impressive considering it's the only graded copy on the census. Raw copies typically sell for $50, which is that's not nothing to shake a stick at. When they do change hands, it is hard to find, but this new graded sale has officially reshaped the market. Nice job, Billy.
Yeah, this is hanging in the lobby of the place. They bought it themselves.
Probably.
Get out of here, Dad. Get out of here.
Yeah. Telluride her. I don't even know her.
Nobody has this book. Get out of here.
And if I saw this in probably being a quarter bin or something, I would just look over this.
Right?
I would not even want this book. Who cares?
You still wouldn't pick it up. Now I'm going to be looking for it. This is ridiculous.
Spine tingling. Exciting. You've done it, Tellurider.
Is this like a play on the Dark Rider?
On the world's greatest mountain.
All right, folks. At Shaker number 7, Telluride issue number 1 from the Telluride Company, published in 1972. That's a Bronze Age book. Look at that crazy.
You should be ashamed of yourself if you have this book.
All right, folks. What do we got at Shaker number 8?
This
is your chance.
Yeah, you might be on the list with this book, or you can actually find this book because it's fairly inexpensive. So we're talking about the Terrifics number 1 that came out in 2018. Superman has continued to dominate the box office, bringing in over 400 million globally in its first 2 weeks, and has received solid reviews from fans and critics. Superman has also been ruling our top 10 list, capturing 3 of the top 10 spots this week after crushing the top 10 the week prior. One of the breakout stars of the new movie was Mr. Terrific. And this week, we have another movie from the Fantastic Four with a character called Mr. Fantastic. I wonder if there's any connection there. Anyways, this week saw one of his comic books get some shine as the Terrifics #1 sold for $180 for a graded 9.8. This is a massive increase as this book barely was a $100 9.8 at the end of last year, and raw copies regularly sell for $10. So go get those $10 near mint copies of this book, everybody.
Right.
Standalone movie for this character has not been discussed at all, but it's curious to see that DC filed a copyright claim for Mr. Terrific just last week. Also, a little bit more interesting is that the Spectre 54, which was the first appearance of Michael Holt, has been on a massive tear as a raw near mint sold for almost $400. Expect more Mr. Terrific books to start climbing in value as he looks to have a bright future in the new DC universe.
How is it possible that DC did not have a copyright for Mr. Terrific? How is that even possible?
It happens all the time, man, where companies don't copyright stuff and somebody else gets it.
I mean, that's insane. I mean, they could. There are ways to show, proof of concept. Obviously, Mr. Terrific has been a character for a long time. He just appeared in the Superman movie where he kind of stole the show. An awesome presentation of a character that I never really liked in reading comics, but in the movie, badass. This is interesting. Obviously, his first appearance is going to be a lot more expensive, but yeah.
Shout out to Timothy Brandt, keeping the entire live chat from being in the O for Abyss.
Good job, Timothy.
Very nice.
Did you
also got one? Hold on, Derek's on the board.
All right. I remember this was on the list a while ago when they first announced Mr. Terrific was in the movie, because you got Metamorpho on it as well, who was also in
what do you guys I've actually heard this argument before that Plastic Man is the most dangerous DC character. Have you guys heard this argument before?
Yes, and I agree.
You agree also? All right.
Incredibly dangerous. Yes.
He's incredibly dangerous.
In the hands of the correct writer, Plastic Man can defeat Darkseid. It is no joke.
All right, there you have it, folks.
Can he beat the Anti-Monitor?
let me ask you something, guys, real quick. Did you guys see the Superman movie?
Yes.
No. It's really good, JB. What are you doing with your life? I mean, come on.
I have children.
Well, I got kids. Gabe's got kids. We got kids.
So hold on. So my wife said she wasn't interested in seeing it, and in that first Friday, I said, "All right, girls, let's go to the movies." And we were still in California at the time, and I was like, "Oh, you know what? This is the theater I used to go to, when we used to live here." And for the three of us to go to the Friday night show, not in IMAX, not in anything, it was like $70. And I said, you know what? We'll just wait for a matinee or something.
Wow.
I'm not paying $28 for an adult ticket, and now my youngest is an adult. Come on.
That's crazy town. No wonder people aren't going into movies.
It's too expensive. And that's before I got any popcorn. And my wife's like, see, it's $100 if I go.
You start sneaking in food and stuff.
The movie was really good, though. It was really good, JB. Fantastic Four was also
we were catching in a matinee where the tickets are half that price.
I'm really happy that the last two superhero movies that came out were both fantastic. They were both amazing. After quite a number of stinkers, Yeah.
Superman. Timothy saw Fantastic Four already. What?
I also
you
saw
it. What?
Yeah. I was just talking about that. I was just saying it was really good.
All right, folks. At number 8, The Terrifics, issue number 1 from 2018. Regular old cover A, too, folks. Nothing. I can't remember a last regular old cover A Shaker book, a modern cover A. Nothing special about it. There you go.
Yeah, the series didn't even last that long, I think. Maybe 12 issues, if that. Crazy.
What do we got at Shaker number 9? 2 left, folks. 2 left.
Near the end of the list, Shaker number 9, we got Transformers Generation 1, number 7. This is the gold foil variant, limited to 250. This is from Dreamwave Productions in 2004. Man, these Dreamwave Transformers books are pretty hard to find. I'll be honest with you. Transformer fans just witnessed a blast from the past make a serious impact. This ultra rare gold foil edition of Transformers Generation 1 number 7, limited to 250 copies, recently sold for a staggering $400 raw. And new all-time high. Only the second recorded aftermarket sale, the previous clocking $178 back in 2022. Released during the short-lived rise of Dreamwave Productions, this issue was part of the first ongoing Transformers series after the franchise's massive 2001 comic reboot. Dreamwave's manga-influenced visuals and heavy nostalgia pull launched the title to the top of sale charts, briefly rivaling both Marvel and DC. But behind the scenes, trouble brewed. The publisher missed deadlines. It didn't pay creators, and internal instability eventually led to the publisher's sudden collapse in 2005. This implosion left this run unfinished and orphaned, making books like this gold foil variant all the more elusive. With just 2 sales in the data, it truly remains a mystery in the aftermarket. I will also say that the non-foil versions, just the regular versions of the Dreamwave Transformers books, are also very hard to find, and Cover Price doesn't even have all of them in their catalog. I have quite a number of Transformer Dreamwave books that I cannot catalog because the information is not in the database.
What the hell is Dreamwave?
It was a company that got stood up. I don't know who the founders are. Maybe
Pat Lee. Pat Lee was the founder.
And they just didn't make it. They made some bad money decisions, and they didn't pay their artists.
They put out the coolest looking Transformer comics that you will ever see. It's the most iconic. I have the 2 posters on my wall here. I have a huge run of the Dreamwave stuff, just like Chris, it sounds like. This stuff is fantastic. A lot of controversy, like they were saying, where Pat Lee was apparently using like ghost artists and wasn't paying them correctly and not giving them any credit. And then one day people went to work to the office and it was locked and nobody could get back to work anymore. And they just bankrupted and sold everything out from underneath everybody.
Never finished the story. Oh, very interesting.
I have number 10 of this. So I have the last issue.
Oh, they did finish the story arc then.
Well, they didn't finish the story, but I got the last.
The last issue they printed. Got it. All right, folks. Well, that's Shaker number 9, Transformers Generation 1, issue number 7, the gold foil variant, limited to only 250 copies. That book is 21 years old. Man,
$400 for a one of 250 is
from 20 years ago.
Cheap. Yeah,
not bad.
That's
not
pretty
bad.
Cool.
All right, folks. Final book of the night. If you haven't already commented, make sure you come back to the show when it ends and drop a comment. Tell us what you liked, what you didn't like, what your favorite cover was, what your favorite comment was. And let's finish this off. Chris, what do we got at? Or no, Gabe. Who's reading the last one?
It's my turn.
All right. Shaker number 10.
Shaker number 10 is Valiant Sneak Peek Edition from San Diego Comic-Con 2007. Jay Lee cover. that was limited to 100 copies in 2007. Valiant Comics, first established in 1989 by, rest in peace, Jim Shooter, flourished during the 90s with iconic characters such as Bloodshot, Exo Man-O-War, until Acclaim Entertainment's bankruptcy in 2004 dispersed its intellectual assets. In 2005, businessmen Dinesh Shamdansi and Jason Kotori purchased the rights, creating VIP during an intense legal battle against the competing entity, Valiant Entertainment, Inc. Fast forward to San Diego Comic-Con 2007, Valiant released this Ashcan edition, which served two purposes: to preview future narratives and to strengthen the trademark by demonstrating ongoing use of the Valiant name. This publication, which lately achieved a record price of $495 for a CGC 9.6 grade, was strictly limited to only 100 hand-numbered editions, although a few allegedly lacked numbering. This monochrome sketchbook showcases unattributed covers and interior artwork by the awesome Jay Lee, who subsequently acknowledged his contribution. Interestingly, the title errs by spelling Peak, P-E-E-K, as P-E-A-K, enhancing its appeal, as enthusiasts nicknamed it the Trash Can due to its unpolished advertising vibe. Created in partnership with Dynamic Forces, the Ashcan's material captures the instability of the period, featuring unfamiliar character versions during persistent lawsuits that eventually sided with Dinesh's group. And to Valiant fans, this Comic-Con exclusive represents the rugged journey towards resurgence, linking a collapsed history to a prosperous today. And eventually Valiant went out of business again. So there you go.
Man, what a story. And I know, well, I don't know. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, you don't got it. Welcome to the Ophir Abyss. Everybody in the chat, that's why you love this show, because it's not the same books over and over and over again that everybody's talking about on every other show. That's what makes the Shakers show unique. Now, we got a few minutes. We're going to go and show you that seamless transition that we do here at the Shakers.
Bam!
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. That was absolutely
seamless transition. Show us what's shaking live, Chris.
So, Rudy, if you could do me a favor, check your messages on Instagram. I gave you a link to share in the chat. If you get a chance to do that.
Don't do it, Rudy. Don't do it.
Do it.
Okay, so this is cover price. Before I jump into the Shakers, let's just take a quick look at the Shakers the exclusives for San Diego Comic-Con.
How many of them? How many?
699.
669. Come on.
669. Yeah, it's a lot. A lot of good absolutes. A lot of good stuff like that.
No, there's too many. Now 600. That's insane.
This comes with a Magic the Gathering card. That's pretty cool. Because I don't know if you guys know this. If you're not a Magic the Gathering fan, you wouldn't. But Spider-Man has a set coming out. Magic the Gathering set. It's pretty cool. These are something I'm interested in because I love Jay and Silent Bob. I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. All of these. I want every single one of these covers, especially the Scotty Young ones. So cool stuff here. All right, so let's go back to the main page, and we're going to look at what's shaking. Now, the Daily Shakers is a list that is created by looking at data from the secondary market. So whenever a book has an all-time high or has a high sale in general, it gets put on the Daily Shakers list. This is raw data from eBay that is captured and put into the catalog and presented. Here you can see a pre-Superman action comic.
Wow.
It's not a pre-Superman. It's
You're right. I had that backwards. I was thinking about Detective Comics before Batman. But you're right. Action Comics #1 was Superman. But this one, Action Comics #2, 1938, raw for a pour, sold for $12,000.
Man,
dude,
that drives me crazy. Just that gives me so much anxiety to think that somebody paid $12,000 for a ruined, nasty, beat up copy. I know it's Action Comics #2 and it's cool as hell, but $12,000 for something that's poor.
Come on, put it in perspective. The person that drops 12 grand on that book, 12 grand's nothing to them.
I'm sure, but for us, that's crazy town money.
That's crazy town money.
Yeah, iconic X-Men cover, X-Men 101.
One of my favorites.
9.8 from 1976, sold for what was it?
$3,700.
Yeah, $3,700. That's $3,700. That's crazy. Let's see. So there's a lot of comics that we see here almost every week, but I want to highlight a couple that really stood out to me. This X-Men 92. It's not a key. It's from 1975. A 9.8 sold for $2,700. Again, we keep on finding this every single week. We see 9.8 selling for thousands of dollars because they are from the 1970s and early 80s.
Because they're 50-year-old wrecks like me. Come on, man.
You got that Star Wars #1 right next to it too. That's 9.8 for $3,000.
Yeah, and that's the newsstand edition.
Yeah, most things were newsstands at the time. Find me a direct edition, then I think it's cool.
Yeah. So let's see here.
Batman 181. That's a tough book, dude. I don't know about you, JB, but it's a crapshoot. The prices on this book are everywhere because the poster might be missing.
Yeah, the poster.
Even with the poster, like the prices for that book is just all over the place. It's really hard to price that book out.
I've owned two. I've had two go through my hands. Don't own one now, but I've had two go through my hands.
So this is the Daredevil #1, obviously first appearance of Daredevil, a CGC 2.0 sold for $1,800.
That Deadpool comic is really cool, though. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I did.
The J. Scott Campbell. That's the one. No. Is that the one where they had where to get it, retailers had to tear off all the covers to their Blackest Night series? No. Does it say that on there? Does it mention that?
I don't know, but I'll click it and find out.
Yeah, because
it doesn't.
It sounds like it's about right. It's about. Is that about? That had to be around Blackest Night time, where all the Blackest Night retailers were just choking on Blackest Night miniseries, like Blackest Night Batman, Blackest Night Legion, Blackest Night Legion, Blackest Night whatever. And DC did an incentive where if you sent them, I forget how many copies it was, but if you tore the covers off a bunch of those Blackest Night books and sent them in, they would send you, I think it was that cover, they would send you a special Deadpool cover.
I really like the Blackest Night series. I don't know why people didn't like it.
Yeah, it's just that retailers were just choking on them because everybody wanted those rings, those different Spectrum Lantern rings. And in order, at that time, to get the rings, you had to order like an X amount of issues to get a pack of rings. So retailers just ordered a buttload of those miniseries to get the rings, and they were just stuck with them.
Take a look at this Pep Comics from Archie 1940. That's a pretty cool cover. So CGC 4.0 sold for $1,500.
That's a pre-Archie's book, Archie Richards or Archie Andrews. Because Pep 22 is the one, and that's
look at the 1952 for both the Undercrime and the Marvel Tales. 9.4s from 1952.
Yeah,
Wayback Machine, everybody. Wayback Machine on it. That's crazy,
man.
Hey, here's one that we haven't seen pop up in recent time. I mean,
First Kingpin.
Prince of Kingpin, amazing cover, incredible cover, but you don't see it on the Shakers list often.
And you don't really see it in high grade because every time I've seen it, it's beat to hell.
Yeah. It's a red cover, but it's mainly brown and white because of all the color breaks on it.
Yeah.
Look at this Scotty Young Thor is a Frog or Throg, 1 of 15. This 9.8 sold for $1,300. It's pretty incredible.
That's crazy.
I like Scotty's art style back then, before he got too babyish on everything.
One of my favorite Batman covers ever, the Neil Adams 227. Just an incredible cover.
Now, the key factor is just the cover, the Neil Adams cover.
I believe so, yes.
It's an homage to like an early detective book, like issue 36 or something like that.
Yeah. Look, you're starting to see this. It's getting a little bit closer to the $1,000 mark. First, Miles Morales.
What did it top out at? What was the all-time high? Come on. Come on,
$bucks, right? For a 9.8.
Let's take a look. The all-time high.
So I gotta go.
No, up a little bit.
All-time high. 4,500.
4,500. Now it's less than $1,000 now.
Yeah, wow. It's just shy of $1,000.
It's because it's the Maker. Everybody wants the Maker to show up in the Fantastic Four movies, right? Right?
Oh my God.
Right? No, I don't think so.
Legend of Zelda. Zelda.
Chris, do me a favor. Go to that front Harley, the Batman Adventures 12, because that used to be a crazy expensive book.
Yep.
What's it look like now? Or like what's the all-time high on that?
It's coming up right now. So this is the newsstand variant. All-time, it recently sold for $1,040. All-time high was $8,000.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my!
And now it's barely $1,000.
Can you imagine
a 9.8
spent $8,000 on that?
Yeah, a 9.8 sold in March of this year for $3,300. So in 3 years, you went from almost $9,000 to $3,000.
Wow.
It's crazy. Zelda, awesome.
Tim would love the
Zelda movie got announced. It looks like it's going to be, pretty good. It's going to be an important comic to watch right there. 9.8 for these Valiant comics that came out in the 90s. They're always weird shaped. It was hard to get bags and boards that fit them because even the Golden Age bags and boards didn't fit them well.
That's frustrating as all hell.
Yeah, you had to use like magazine bags and boards, and
I've had that House of Secrets go through my hand a couple times.
That's a gnarly cover, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
I want that on a t-shirt.
Yeah. One of the best X-Men covers, in my opinion, of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Opinion.
Days of Future Past.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anybody in the chat, tell us a better cover than that one for X-Men. You can't.
Yeah. I mean, the next issue is also an epic cover, but I like 141 more than I like 142.
Right. That 141 gets homage probably as much as a Amazing Spider-Man 300.
Yeah.
Agreed.
This is
the Spirit. Yeah, what's
Spirit. That? So this is Will Eisner's The Spirit. If I remember correctly, I think this is a yo-yo cover. No, it's not. It is a booby cover.
There's some hot dames on it, that's for sure.
Now this looks like Mad Magazine kind of art.
Yeah. We talked about that in last week's show. So the early Mad Magazine art for the adult comics. This is the one where Death of Gwen Stacy, Spider-Man 121.
Thank you, Jerry Conneray, for making everybody as a teenager back then just can get so upset and anxiety over that stuff. He messed up everybody with that book.
Saga number 13, first appearance of Knuckles in comics. $600 for 9.8.
That's up to find
X-Men 266, second appearance of Gambit.
Oh, you mean first appearance? You mean
second
the real
appearance of
Gambit?
Second appearance.
Second appearance of Gambit. Look at that. Look at that. Second appearance of Gambit.
Cover price has been wrong before, and they're wrong with that too.
I got this one right here. Amazing Spider-Man number 33. Mine is beat to hell, but I have it.
What's up with that hack slash being a $500 book? Jesus.
Yeah, Tim Seeley. This is early Tim Seeley work, 2006. Oh, look at that. It tickles.
It tickles.
That one going right to his junk probably doesn't tickle. Good old lightning bolt in the taint.
I've got this one too. This is first Deathstroke.
Yes.
I got this one for like dirt cheap, I think. It was just in a box of back issues.
That's a great book.
Is that Perez, right?
It's Perez, yeah. Marv
Perez,
yeah.
Getting close to the end now.
Getting there.
All right. So that's your shaker report. Again, so this is something that updates multiple times a day. It's always fun to get on there and see what you got. It's always cool to see if things that you own are in the shakers. I'm not going to do that flex. But yeah, there you go. There's our shaker report. You gotta bring up the, there you
go. What happened to Gabe? We lost him.
Here.
So one more time in about 45 minutes, we have the charity auction happening on eBay Live. Rudy, if you have the link that I sent you on Instagram, if you wouldn't mind just dropping in the chat, I would really appreciate that.
You already did.
I think he did. I think
he did? Okay.
Yeah, here, this one here.
Yep. So it's in the chat. You can go there, eBay Live, and all the money is going to comics for kids.
Comics for kids. That's a good cause.
45 minutes. 45 minutes is when it starts. So you guys got time.
All right. Well, that's tonight's show. Chris, you want to say your goodbyes?
In bittersweet memory, Hulk Hogan, Ozzy Osbourne, what can I say? Shaped my childhood. And of course, happy birthday to TiVo, the man, the myth, the legend. Wouldn't be on this show if it wasn't for him. I barely got a chance to know him, and not even that. It was just a very small amount of time that he and I were talking before he passed away. So very grateful I got to talk to him as much as I was able to. So happy birthday, Tim. And hey, it was great hanging out with you guys. I'm going to plug these two guys right here, okay? JB is selling his stuff on eBay. He is lowering his personal collection. It's a great opportunity to get some very rare things. Gabe is going to be launching multiple sales platforms. If you're tracking Gabe on Instagram, he just picked up a massive inventory of dead stock comics from a comic book shop in Arizona. While he was there, he visited our good friends at Bird City Comics. So you keep an eye on his Instagram. He's going to be going live with some awesome, rare, hard to find older comics. And then, of course, I got my stuff on eBay. You can find the link in my Instagram link tree. And I got stuff going on all the time there. So that's all I got. Thanks for joining us.
Gabe.
Hey, Chris, thanks for the shout out on that. Yeah, I got that collection. I've been finding long runs of cool stuff. I got a long run of 90s Nightwing. Some of that stuff is hard to find. A long run of the end of the 1990s Ghost Rider, and those are really hard to find. Like those, the last 4 or 5 issues are incredible hard to find. The last one came out 10 years, 15 years after the last issue came out. So it was 93 came out, and then 15 years later they came back and finished it off with 94. Really cool. So thanks again, everybody, for coming in, celebrating with us. A tribute to Tim and the Lords of the Long Box and the continued legacy that we carry and hold up and are incredibly proud of. And I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful week. And we'll see you guys next time.
Oh man, that's good. I love the live chat. If you ever watched it, if you watched it on the live, if you watched the rewind, turn the live chat on.
All right, man, I got the long runs on a regular basis, man. It's too much Mexican food.
Shameless plug one more time. If you find yourself in the San Francisco Bay Area the weekend of August 2nd, Saturday, August 2nd, I will be at this event, Jerry Day, in McLaren Park at the Jerry Garcia Amphitheater. It is FREE free concert. Melvin Seals and JGB, Stu Allen and Mars, original members of the Grateful Dead, are going to be rocking out there for free. Come out there and hang out with us. You might get some contact. It could happen. You never know. I wouldn't need any brownies if anybody is handing them out. Don't do that. But it's a great time. Make sure you come check us out.
Don't eat any of the brown Twizzlers.
Don't eat the brown Twizzlers either. Remember, everybody, don't forget we had a good time. And Tim is gone too soon, and he would want me to just wait a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
I can't. I don't think we're not allowed to use.
I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story.
Do you think they'll get a copyright strike if I play that? I hope not.
It's too late.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
No. I might never host again.
Cannonball!
Until next time, boys and girls, keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace.
For the entire crew, this is Tebow saying keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.